Bang it. Bang it. Last episode for the season. And this is how it is before we shoot, guys. If you can't read, maybe you're blind and you can only hear us. We are at Moja Cafe. If you haven't been to Moja Cafe, we're like this close to the road, if not on the road itself.
Yeah.
So there we go. Shout outs for you guys for always tuning in. And I'll give it up to Noni and Vigi with their serious faces to get it going.
We don't have serious faces. I mean, it's the end of the year. We are at one of the hottest spots in Johannesburg. Quite keen to actually, wrap up the year, wrap up the chats of how the game has kind of affected us for 2020. So it's good to see you guys.
It's been a long year.
It'll probably be the last time I see you this year.
Yeah?
It's a long year. It's been a long year, guys.
Why do you look tired?
I'm tired because of this year. I'm tired because of this
Feel
year.
you, dog.
Really?
Yeah, man. I think emotionally, spiritually, financially, like every sense of being, Jay, just 2020 has been tough, but it's been a learning curve for 2021.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Maybe you're going to learn some other shit in 2021. Don't think everything you learned in 2020.
School, come on. Don't put it out
Just
there.
letting you know. Mark my words, guys. This shit ain't over, Adrian. Rocky references.
A lot of people also think that life's gonna go back to normal as soon as midnight hits on the 1st of January. And it's like,
Forget about it.
So were we counting down?
Huh?
Were we counting down this year?
At home. Viju must be at home when
No, I will be at home, but maybe we can.
New Year's.
Yeah, but maybe at someone's house we could do a little gathering. Noni, you can invite us there.
You're not allowed
Scoop
to.
up with the MC.
We're not allowed to be gathering. Socially distancing.
I about to tell how many people. Didn't they give us a limit?
I don't know, but I can guarantee you that Black South Africans, even white ones and colored ones, also the Indian ones and the Muslim ones, have to be politically correct. Shout out to the Chinese that deported here or whatever. They are going to be in their houses or someone else's houses or somewhere having a good time. South Africans will never, on the 31st.
Never. I think this is the trickiest 31st we've ever going to be going through. Even Christmas, because there's those people who go to Christmas and do the all-night visuals.
Dog.
That's going to be very hard.
Coming into Soweto, driving, just seeing the ratio of mask wearers and no mask wearers. This thing is like a condom. Now you can actually gauge how much a condom gets used or not.
Wow. Anyway, we've officially hit the second wave. And with that second wave, it's tricky times for a lot of us. We obviously still have to try and socially distance. We need to be able to wear our masks, as Scoop was pointing out, sanitizing. This thing is real. I think it's also real because it's starting to hit home how many people we personally know who are actually catching COVID. But outside of that, it's also just affecting the entertainment industry quite heavily. The restrictions are in. People must close venues at 10 as opposed to closing at 11 or 12. So it's pinching in on the entertainment industry.
Switch off the sound at 10 to 10.
No, you can switch off the sound at 10. They're saying venue must close at 10. So you close so that people have that hour to go home. And
So
then
do you want to get to the
11.
point that, no, Vijay, they're not going to obey that. Is that what you're trying to say?
No. I wanted to ask Noni herself, because when Noni, you get to a venue, you can see it's more than, so indoors more than 100, right? Nothing less than 100.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing more than 100. You get to a venue and you're booked, and you happen to say, last but 300. What do you do? You know what I mean? Because obviously this comes back to seeing a post that I saw where Ricky posted, and you know what I mean, and how he got attacked for that, And now I'm like, okay, cool. He's getting attacked for that. I don't think he did any harm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, because now we should learn, we know about these things. So what happens when you're in that instance where you're like, hey guys, last my 300 people. So do you say, hey guys, I'm not playing, bye-bye, I'm being that good citizen, or do you think about your bag?
You know what? I would gladly stay home and I would gladly opt out of DJing if I knew I was getting support from the same people who are blocking me from working. But because I'm not getting support from those people, I'm going to work. And at the end of the day, the restrictions do say that the person who will be affected or who will get arrested will be the venue owner and the promoter. It won't be me, because I'm like a waiter, basically.
Was that a DJ?
No, but being a DJ means nothing. I'm basically an employee for the night.
Okay.
Do you understand? I could be a waiter or could be a security guard. It's not my responsibility. The responsibility of the event is with the venue owner and the promoter.
And where were these people that are complaining? Were they there and advocating for artists to get their rights back?
They were not.
They were not. Okay. I don't think for this year and the way it's been, if the same public who has this outcry wasn't there crying for artists to get their shit open, I don't think they have any grounds because some of them were still getting checks, you know? Secondly, we just gotta realize now, guys, that no matter what happens in this country, they'll always cry to the artist.
Always.
Well,
But no, because the artist has the platform, so it's always like, oh, where's your responsibility? Where's your responsibility?
There's plenty of people with platforms in this country bigger than artists. And pens, and seats, and titles.
Definitely.
Plenty of them.
Yeah.
But they never get cried to. I think if one thing artists need to learn in 2021 is get a crocodile skin, brother, and just keep rolling with the punches.
Oh, we need to learn how to strike.
I saw one.
Alcira showed us how to do that, and we saw how that ended.
No, you know what? There was nothing wrong with the strike. I think the problem, well, there was something wrong. The only thing that they did wrong was that they didn't apply for it to be legal. And that's why they got stopped. So if you apply for it to be legal, then they'll let us strike.
I don't think, whether you're legal or not, I think I reached a point where the stomach was growling, even if it was not, maybe whatever. But I'm down for that action.
Yeah.
Well, what I was speaking about is how it was handled.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
And we know that Big Data has nice links in very dope places in Durban. And that's how he was treated in Durban.
Yeah, it's very tricky because then it's like, oh, we can't touch that one. I say we must strike, but we must do it the legal way.
We need a union first.
That's another chat for another day.
If we all get along,
that's one started on the first season.
If we will all get along, if nothing will be corrupt, and if everything is fair, definitely. But at this rate, we know that corruption is going to happen.
Let me be honest. I think us wishing to all get along, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen even in real life in some places.
Definitely.
Even in corporates.
Yes. And I think also where we say no corruption, that's not going to happen because it really doesn't happen in real life. It's just that we need to know that no matter if we're shysting each other or hating each other, let it be for a bigger purpose.
Yeah.
Don't let your personal shit come in the way of this money getting into the culture and staying in it. And these are things that I don't blame Black people for not knowing because we've never been in these positions before.
Yeah.
All these things have come so late and it's come with so much of what we've been chasing, which is money, equality, and whatever it is, you know? So I'm not saying that those things you mentioned won't happen. And I don't want to be naive enough to think they don't, even in other spaces. I just think that other people, companies that have been here for 60 years, 70 years, 100 years, they've had time to practice these things. And when you come into these companies, you know that you don't get along with this one, they don't get along there, but they can sit together and
work.
go.
Yeah, well, that's true, right? I guess at the end of the day, it's how you want to take it. I know, for instance, I'm one person, I'll never want to do corrupt shit.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it will come back to me.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So anything corrupt that I see, I'll choose to remove myself and say, "Hey, tight gents, bye-bye, peace, I'm out." And also getting along, you're correct. At the end of the day, it's business, it's getting money, and we are actually paving the way for the next generations where to say, hey guys, this is how we did it. So you guys pick up from here, make it better, and open up doors for the other generations that are about to come.
Yeah, straight up. All right, so talking about Durban entertainment, we have a specific artist who's also acquired a new investment within the KZN shows as well. Shout outs to AKA for his new club. Well, it's not a new club as such, it's an existing club, but I think he's just gotten himself invested within that club. And I think it's dope for him to kind of, get into those business moves. Cuba Black is out there at Moses Mabhida, if I'm not mistaken.
Sure, there's a stadium.
Yeah, and go and check it out. Go and support the brother. He's been doing big things also with his certifications for his music.
I didn't check that out.
I think that is firepower.
How many certifications?
So he has gotten levels, I think, went diamond. Then there was Touch My Blood has gone gold. No, not gold. It had gone diamond as well.
Wow.
There's
Can I take out my calculator just to calculate something?
Let me get the actual figures because I also don't want to say the wrong things. I remember I did see it this morning.
All right, Dizzy, you'll do this in edit. This is how they do it overseas. So let's put them onto standard. We'll press the pause button. Play.
All right, finally found it. I didn't want to mention the wrong thing, so we're back. Okay, so I mentioned levels. Levels had officially gotten 10 times platinum, which is diamond in South Africa.
Yeah.
So shout outs for that. Now I'm reading from Sony Music's account that they're the ones who are giving these certifications.
She comes from a financial background. She should have had an episode in Suits.
Whatever. Anyway, 10 times platinum, which is diamond for levels. Touch My Blood, 3 times platinum.
Hold up. Let's slow it down.
I'm never gonna
I just
get
want us
anywhere.
to break it down for the people. Okay. Gold is 15,000 units, right? That's gold, 15,000 units. Platinum is 30,000 units. So 30,000 times 10. So that should give you how much? 300,000 units. That's is that diamond?
Yes.
Well, you the label, you tell us.
Well,
I don't know
that's
shit.
what it is, yeah. It should be 300, it should be like 300 and something thousand.
Yeah.
Yeah, has it's changed a lot in SA, or it's always stayed the same?
No, it changed, I think, back
That's where I lost
2015 or so, right?
Yeah.
Where for a single, it's 10,000 units, right? And for an album, it's 15,000 units.
Yeah.
So obviously take your streaming, take your RBTs, take videos not included, by the way. You know,
Really?
video's not included. I think in the US they do it from a monetary point of view. As guys, now I'm learning, you know. So videos are not included. I know you take your RBTs, anything that has to be accounted for financially gets a stamp of approval. So you only get certified within the region as well.
When it comes with money.
Yes, because now obviously your label holds it. So even if I get 2 million streams from America, it doesn't mean that it's certified here in Mzansi. You know what I mean? That's in America. In South Africa, I have to equate how many streams I have here.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So, like if you've seen maybe when a Kanye or a Bieber will tweet, oh, I've gone gold in the UK. You know what I mean? That's because the UK has the certification. You know what I mean? It's not, they always look at, in this region, from an accounting background, what have we received?
Sure.
Cool.
Gotcha, man.
Can I get back to my numbers now?
Yes. Sorry.
Are you going to stop me again?
I'll try not to.
Okay, thank you very much.
I just missed you, that's why.
Anyway, so I mentioned Levels has gone 10 times platinum, Touch My Blood 3 times platinum. Energy, which is a song that came out this year, has gone gold.
Nice.
So that's dope.
So it's 10,000 units.
Yes. Dreamwork, I think, is the biggest one, that the accolade that everybody was talking about. 53 times platinum. That's five times diamond for that single.
That single is amazing.
And I won't lie, like
Wait,
for
53
me,
times platinum?
yes.
Jeez.
For a single. And for me, I will gladly say, like, I didn't see that coming specifically for Dreamwork. I thought it was a dope song. I just didn't think it would reach those types of bounds. And shout outs to Yanga as well as AKA for that, because wow, you literally shot the
That was one of my favorites.
I think it did, you know, because I remember when that single came out. The drop.
No, it's a fire song. Do you know?
What you done to sign of my hood, dude? I was on the grind, it was caught up in the eye. You niggas ain't shining like a
Yeah.
Age 25, but I cut it in the bar that my daddy used to try back in high school. Trophies in the crib, emojis. They need to put the better lines. Goddamn.
Okay. Remember when
One line that I loved. Talking about the rap game. Use your instincts. I'm done.
I remember when Snoop posted the instrumental of that joint.
Yes,
right?
there was that drama.
And I think it was probably the producer, because it was from an American producer who gave it an AKA flipped. And obviously, you'll leverage off that as a marketing tool. Pelu Snoop udlala ingoma yami. You know what I mean? And obviously, with spelling, people obviously will say, oh shit, Snoop is giving the AKA a cosign. You know what I mean? So I did believe that that's going to be a big song, because number one, it is a fantastic song.
Yeah.
But obviously, I
You have such a long shelf life.
Yes.
But that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I thought All Eyes on Me will be the one in terms of the RBT basis, because that is probably Keenan's number one song from a commercial point of view for me, because I know RBT is that song for sure. Yes.
Here's the carpet being rolled out for you to talk now.
I really asked him if he's going to interrupt me,
Sorry.
and he did it again. But nonetheless, yes, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't really think it would have that long of a shelf life, but shout outs because it's obviously, done so well. And also because at the time that it came out, I think it was also a very early intro for South African trap to come in. And you know, trap sometimes it's like, okay, it comes in and it's like, okay, not everybody vibes with it. So the fact that it gotten this big,
I don't
is
think
really
the song is trap.
It is trap
You
ready.
just let Noni finish.
Okay,
Please,
sorry.
bro.
But I'm just
I also am just asking you.
My bad.
Anyway, let me move on. All right, so All Eyes on Me has gone Diamond, that's 19 times platinum. One Time also went 18 times platinum. Kaifa Song, 12 times platinum. So big ups to Keenan's team, well, AKA's team. They really put in the work. And obviously, I think he's the biggest selling hip-hop artist that we've had to date in South Africa.
That's a great comment.
So altogether, how much? Sorry.
Yeah.
Altogether.
No, there is no total in the tweets.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'll have to sit and calculate. I'm not going to do that.
I think that's a great comment for you to make because one, a lot of people are going to be like, and pull out numbers. Might get a nice traction on that one, Noni. Might get nice traction.
But that's not me. That's what has been certified by the recording industry. The recording industry says he is the biggest
South
selling...
Africa. They don't give a fuck about who says it. They just want to prove their favorite artist got it.
Whether you like it or not, the recording industry has said he's the biggest selling South African hip-hop artist.
I will tell you now, there's a person who's going to denote you on that. And I've said it in the... Denote, get it? BG, you want to say something?
No, I don't want to say anything, but, shout outs, congrats to Keenan. Obviously for me, it's just, I just want to see the total overall because it shows that we're living in another era where if it's, by those numbers, I'm sure it's over by 60,000 units or it's over or above that, where you got artists like Abu Chico. This one now, I start to look and I'm like, are we really capitalizing? When you look at an artist like Chico has sold over 100 million units.
Wow.
And this is just CDs alone and cassettes back then, Now, I don't know what the tape was called, but back then, you know what I mean? And you kind of think, you're like, yo, if those guys, even the Michael Jacksons of this world, it's like, if those guys had those units back then and included now, geez, they probably would have supposed it. So now, also with us, maybe it's time that we also need to be more innovative. It's to thinking, how can we push our product more and better to the people? So you can move more units. And I still say that, yes, we're in the streaming age. It's what's happening right now. But a physical CD or a tape still holds more power where one unit streaming, 1,200, is one album. So it's one.
But then they're battling technology because the car doesn't come with a tape unit or a CD unit anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because the people that make these things and the speakers, they are in bed with the record company.
Yeah.
And I've watched this on a Clive Davis documentary, which is, you can watch it on Netflix. I was shocked to see Clive Davis, who runs Columbia. I think he still does.
Yeah.
Was once married to Celine Dion. Had a relationship with Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston.
He signed,
right?
He signed all of them.
Signed Elaine, same record label.
Don't insinuate
I'm
that.
not insinuating. I'm just saying what a big deal Elaine is to fit into the lineage of those women. Who's in LA right now.
Yeah, Beyonce is also in Colombia.
Beyonce is also there. So in the documentary, there is a part where the speaker makers, I don't know the company per se, I think it was Sony, before they moved into record labels or whatever. It was a guitar maker, it was Fender. They asked the record company people to come talk about the machines and how they record, the amplifiers. So I was like, fuck, the marriages of these industries are some things we will never be able to fathom, guys, because we are not exposed to those things unless you read or watch,
Yeah.
And sometimes we blame ourselves as Black people for being so back. But I would never think a record company is going to be in bed with a guitar maker.
Yeah.
You understand?
I think it is the lane because, number one, you are thinking as a record company guy, right? It's music, but what else from music? So if I spend 100,000 Rand on Scoop, right, and Miss Cosmo, so Miss Cosmo and Scoop are my duo. I spent 100,000 Rands cash, right? And I'm probably going to spend an additional 200K on music videos, right? There's 300,000. How am I going to maximize to getting that income back? And this is where now you start to explore, okay, at the same time, I need to grow your guys' brand. How do I do the merch, right? T-shirts, caps, yes, number one, that's good. But you have to explore more than that. This is when we tap into the headphones. This is where we tap into a microphone. This is where we tap into the guitar. Say, or the speakers. I'm a Beats by Dre, you know what I mean? And everything is constantly evolving. Even now, we're thinking, what's next? I'm at AirPods. Is Apple, will Apple ever partner up with a Drake, saying he's the biggest and make Drake pods? You know what I mean? It's probably one of those conversations that people are having out there. Say, when Drake's and
it makes me interested to think, because I couldn't see that then, it makes me interested to think, how many more industries are run like that? Where people think they're just dealing with one thing. Meanwhile, that one thing has so many ties to other things, especially in this country, because we always get these examples from documentaries and watching American overseas, because they haven't happened in this country yet, because a part of this country's monopolization of industries is kept a secret for a reason.
So, for example, what about this country that start thinking something for a taxi to have a technology for taxis? You know what I mean? Are they thinking to that extent?
But they are, because you've got the likes of DJ Smooth who got massive metro into the taxis.
Perfect. Which is
Exactly.
good, right?
And another thing is the way that Black invention gets superseded by companies. We've seen this happen with the please call me guy. I hope you got your money, because he was owed some billions, if I'm not mistaken. And we don't follow up on that. I mean, Smooth, I know we might not all agree with Smooth's methods, but as a Black dude from Tembisa, you show me a better way to come up. Except start from wherever you got.
Spoo has showed us that it is not impossible.
Yes.
Spoo, I think Spoo and Casper. I'll give Spoo and Casper the thing as me also being a Black man to say, yo, it's not impossible.
Casper has pushed the boundaries of not only what could happen in hip hop, but more out of like a Spoo, I will say Spoo, more of an industry push. Casper has been like a personal push. Like, because I don't know, but it's just, when you follow his story and the way he does what he does, it becomes it's a personal testimonial on how you could flip your brain, which he then did with his body. And I mention that because for me, it's a big thing. Because when you want to change anything about yourself, you have to start with your mind. Usbuda might change balance sheets. Casper changes his mind over and over and over again. And that's admirable, because not a lot of people are like that. And a lot of people are like that. Not a lot of people have results to prove it works.
So, Scoop, this is what we need to do. Maybe when we have those Black Fridays, right? And this is something that I watch on Killer Mike.
Don't do it. This is a concept I've learned to keep ideas to yourself.
No, but
I'm telling you.
You're correct, but I'm just saying, as just speaking to our fellow Africans out there, that maybe on those days, let's go support the Black entrepreneurs. You understand? On that day, I should be drinking more power, more fire than drinking a Red Bull.
I feel you. Not just on Black Friday.
You're correct.
On a daily basis, especially after people. Sorry, we've been talking for a long time. Nani, would you like to say something?
I'm listening to you guys.
That's how you do it, VG.
Oh, my bad. That's
how you fucking do it. Okay?
2020 don't fuck me up, man.
Can we continue, Nani?
Go ahead, gentlemen.
Right. Thank you so much for your listenership.
Yes.
She's in radio, so you
and
get
my patience.
You understand? So these, we were saying, we should do it on a daily basis. Another thing that killed me is how it didn't kill me, but I really was up. I was waiting and I was looking forward and anticipating what would come after the black squares. I remember that day when everyone was posting black squares on Instagram.
Oh yeah, Blackout Tuesday.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, yo, we gotta do this. Even that whole time when COVID was still fresh. The first 21 days, by the way, guys, psychologically, it takes 21 days to build a habit. Conspiracy theory scoop side says it's not a wild notion why they gave you the first days for 21 days. Then after that, everything would roll out perfectly.
The joke,
it's the Pavlov theory. You understand? So during those days, it was yonke into yayiqinile ngeCOVID. Ingathi you were really going through 1976 apartheid shit. You know, the gram was looking like movies. It was looking like the Purge and all these types of shit. So after that, everyone, I understand human cycle, to normality, but I would rather we don't.
It's going to be difficult. And I think that's why we're now finding ourselves in a second wave, because also when level 1 hit, and it was in literally the beginning of the summertime, end of August, going into September, that's why everybody was literally going off the top, partying every weekend. And that also kind of got people exposed to things that they weren't supposed to. And now we're coming into the second wave. So it is unfortunate, but like you're saying, human nature we are born to socialize. I don't think a lot of people can be kept indoors by themselves. Not even prisoners live alone. As much as they're locked up, they're not alone. So being in your house by yourself for 21 days, that's crazy.
That's insane.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's very difficult to kind of adapt to things like that. But we've definitely like gone off on a tangent. Going all the way from AKA to where we are now. But I just wanted to give the props and the shout outs to AKA for such amazing achievements, as well as the new investment in Durban. Hopefully it will be a striving business and we'll go out there and we'll support it, especially when we're in Durban. Maybe we can shoot there one day.
Definitely.
No doubt.
It's been a good job for Keenan. So it's the Bra Show.
Yeah.
It's the launch of
the Bra Show is doing really well on S3E9. Yeah.
I think it's within the top 10 most viewed talk shows in South Africa. So he's got the banana. He launched the banana deluxe.
Yeah, the got to be banana.
The spray, you know.
got to be banana. All the ladies know what I'm talking about.
And the app, right? The app did launch this year.
But, but let's kill the app because it's developed into the channel, which you already mentioned.
You know what I mean? So it's still like you said, I'll still give him for the app, just for the credit.
For the innovation.
App, you know? What else did Keenan do?
He was actually a very good boy this year.
Definitely. It's shout outs to him.
He was a very good boy this year.
I know that he's always said the business is not the strongest, but I'll say, I'll give him credit. Well, shout outs to you and your team for thinking out the box, and well done.
No doubt.
No doubt. All right, so we also have some new music drops that came out this past week.
The only thing was probably not good about him was the Bovamania. Definitely.
So you finally listened?
No, I didn't. I've kept my views on this consistent.
Sonically, I still love that album, guys.
No doubt, but we're talking about me now.
Oh, sorry.
So don't try and save him. Don't try and save him. He doesn't need saving. We've just congratulated him.
Yeah.
But let me just say that I haven't listened to the album, and I've been saying that I don't feel like he's where I want him to be as a fan. I'll get whatever, but I'm just saying that personally, that album was lacking a lot for me, and I didn't have to listen to it. The snippets, you know what I'm saying, was just like, oh man. An EP, whether he rushed it, whether he didn't, whether he was just making it as an EP, I expect the highest quality from him, from Casper, from Ricky, shout out Big Zulu, from Nasty. I expect the highest standard. I don't care whether that's selfish. That's fucking the highest standard.
But
you know what I mean?
It's not selfish, because at the end of the day, they've proven that they can reach those heights. And once you've proven something, you put yourself at that pedestal.
Questa, we expect the highest standard. KO, we expect the highest standard. I finally listened.
Towards?
Zakwe.
Zakwe and Duncan. Mpetu.
Tick. You're right. That shit is fucking major.
It's firepower.
I think for me, if I had to count top 5, I wouldn't have top 5 SA
without
this year. No, I'm just saying, if I had to count top 5, I don't have top 5 SA.
If I would count top 3,
Zakwe and Duncan definitely there.
Wow.
And do you know what for me is the most amazing part about that album? Is the fact that they were able to still bury the hatchet after having beefed for so long. Because I'd spoken to Zakwe about it, and he was like, dude, it got to a point where even their families were involved in the beef. It was like heavy.
Really?
Apparently their beef was like long-standing.
But you can hear it in the track.
Yeah, so now
It's like a Gucci man and a
Jeezy.
And Jeezy. It's like that, but then...
So who's Gucci out there? Who's Gucci?
Gucci is obviously Zakwe, Jeezy is Duncan.
I don't know about that.
No. In terms of...
I think Zakwe is the Jeezy.
Gucci is Zakwe.
Okay, it's true.
That's what I said.
Oh, well, yeah.
Jeezy is Duncan.
Yeah, okay.
Because you always listen to your own self and not everyone else.
Okay, excuse scoop. Hey, that police. I told you I'll start to listen more. Okay.
Anyway, so the dope part about the album is that they could bury that and still be able to create such firepower. And now we're all sitting back like, whoa. What a fire album. So Zakwe and Duncan, I think you also created a standard and made people realize that you can actually come back from like beefing and make such amazing music. And now they're working with each other, they're making money together. And I think it's so dope that they partnered up on such an amazing project.
I think what's needed from them now goes back to the innovation part you're saying. We need to see a documentary, or we need to see more music videos. We need to have a tour, at least less than 100 people.
Hey, touring is hard.
COVID first.
Yeah.
But
go highlight your mask.
Everything that that relates to the album next year, 2021, I think needs to be rolled out further.
Definitely.
Before you do that, sorry, Dimples, can you ask the people at Moja to please load me up with another double, you know what whiskey we drink? I can't say the name because you don't give us no money. And I stopped drinking gin because I'm trying to not dash my shit with sodas no more. So ice. Thank you.
Anyway. All right, so talking about accolades and people who've also kind of reached some heights within the music industry. Big Zulu, 3 million views in 3 weeks. I don't think anybody has done that.
No, it's
3 million views in 3
Only
weeks.
Master KG.
Every week, it was 1 million.
Even Master KG didn't do that. Am I correct?
No, he didn't.
It got over
Over time, Master KG reached those heights. But 3 million in 3 weeks?
Does he have a whole project out? No, it's just a song.
No, that one is just a single.
And he's got his own Kabi records. And I was
Yes.
watching another television channel, and they've got another artist who's a singer with a guitar, and they had a song. And it's his artist. Video, simple, beautiful. In the vein of Ambitious, Ambitious is leading this trail of the off-ramp of native sounds.
Yeah.
Not native rhythm, but native sounds.
yeah.
And Java 1020, Cartel. Now Big Zulu with the Kabi is coming in there. And I just want to say, it's a lane that was much needed in the game. And Vij, you were right again about this, you know? Because I only listened to it afterwards. And I listened
Thank you for giving me flowers, my G.
I always give you your flowers. I'm not going to do that until you apologize to the people that I am not lazy.
Highlight of 2020.
Right? So
No more Zoom
are you going to
calls.
apologize?
Guys, you know what? I sincerely apologize from the bottom of my heart that my colleagues here, my friends here are not lazy. But I'm still waiting for that playlist.
And then secondly,
Where we go? It's on Pop Radio.
Secondly, you were saying that do I listen? You also asked me if I read with a fucking banner full of books behind me. Can you apologize?
I apologize because I think we said it during the lockdown, you know, while we were doing our Zoom shit, you know, Scoop had the library, he had the vinyls, you know, so, you know, my brother did listen and he would change the t-shirts, you know. He'd make sure that he's got a Casper t-shirt or a Questa Dakar
Okay,
t-shirt.
Vici, stop!
You know.
It's breaking my heart. Thanks, dog. Cool. Appreciate you.
Got you.
So you were right.
Thank you,
I
fam.
did listen.
Thank you.
Noni?
Sorry, back to you, man.
I don't know what's going on here with the bromance.
It's the year end.
They're quarter to hugging and kissing each other over here. And shout outs to Big Zulu, shout outs AKA. Also shout out Zakwe and Duncan, but also those new drops that came out this week. Makhathini dropped his
I'm definitely
album.
going to listen to that.
Okay, I need to bump that.
I haven't listened to it either, but it did drop on Friday. Moozlie dropped Spirits of an OG.
I'm gonna
She's
listen to that.
changed her aesthetic. She's got the whole braid thing going on.
Muslim 19,
I will say this about the Moozlie
She
thing.
is sampling a lot of old school
Yeah.
South African sounds, and I think that's what she's trying to pull through with the song. I mean, with the album, is saying she's got the spirit of old school songs that have influenced her.
Sure.
And you can hear it in the music, and she's really put in a lot of work into it.
I'm going to say this about Moozlie. And know that you guys know, but people don't. I'm very close with Moozlie and Smuda. And I will say this. I know that the country does not feel like she should be making music or it kind of hits. That's okay. What I do admire is this woman's tenacity.
Yeah.
And I've seen it in every step of the way from getting into presenting. Started off with beauty contests, of course. Then she became a presenter. Then she molded. I just think she hasn't found what she wants to spit about.
What do you mean?
I just think she hasn't found what she has to spit about.
So I get you. I get what you're saying.
Now it's a lot. It's influences now, you know. But with hip hop, it's voice. Like you have to find your voice, and to find your voice, you need to go through that rigorous shit of who am I and what do I want to accomplish? What I want to say, and can I say that and accomplish that? You know. And I do think she has a great team, but I also think that we've got to be open about development stages.
I think she brought in a lot of her personality in Victory. which was her debut album. I think a lot of her personality and what she wanted to spit about was in that album. Again, not a lot of people maybe have paid attention to that album. I really stuck to it because I was like, wow, I can hear you in this album. I'm still yet to listen to Spirit of an OG properly. I've just listened to like a couple of the beats, but obviously it just dropped this past Friday, so I still need some time for me to kind of ingest it properly. But I did see her personality in that one, but I do hear what you're talking about her needing to find that niche thing that says, that's a Moozlie
The way she does in presenting, the way she does with clothes, and even high-profile people have to keep her as friends because they know they can adapt the sauce without being said they are biting. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The way she's got that on lock, if she can transfer it to this music thing. But now, with music, it's different because I'm not a musician, but I tap into this with my music airship side.
Yeah.
You really have to go down to the pits of yourself. And it's easy to do it as a listener. It's harder to do it as a performer and creator of the music that people have to latch on.
What did JL say about the ear? You remember that quote?
It's not just about having the voice. It's also about having the ear.
And that's the tough part, is the ear. Right? I think,
I'm sure you can testify.
I think basically what you said about the OG, the sound, I think maybe Moozlie, as you're saying, she could be on that path. Maybe Moozlie is supposed to be doing, maybe she'll come out as Mpuma Davidson.
Yeah.
This is the girl that I am. This is Ivuta, and this is what Vuta stands for. You know what I mean? Maybe...
I think that's what she's trying to do with this album.
So maybe that is the part that she is trying to go, maybe that album, depending on how things will turn out.
And that's what I was saying.
And
we need to encourage and be open to being in a realization that some artists are in development stages.
No, many of them.
Yeah, even labels have got that development stage.
There's only, I could only give you 5 superstars that we have in SA.
Okay, name them.
Whoa, Keenan, hip-hop right now. I'll give you 5.
Yeah.
Keenan, right? Nasty C, right? Ricky, right? Questa, right? Casper, definitely. Then there are established guys, right? Those are the KOs, you know what I mean? And actually, even tapping into now someone from, I'm trying to look from the thing that the KOs has been established, the Maizes have been established, you know?
We get it.
You know what I mean? So, how many other superstars can you claim? Without...
We're busy developing them now.
You know what I mean?
That's what development stages are for. Development stage doesn't mean you're a developed check maker. Doesn't mean you're developing in the eyes of the people. No, you have shifted into different area of communicating yourself, and now you are in a development stage. No matter if you presented for 10 years, no matter if you were a beauty pageant queen for a year, it doesn't matter. Whenever you move to a certain other area of life, you are in a development stage, and it would be doing you best to accept that and not lynch yourself with a noose trying to hang with artists that are above that caliber in terms of being mentioned in that same name, but hanging with them and learning from them, which is what I know Moozlie do.
So I don't know. I don't think she's lynching herself as such.
People do.
Okay, people may think that she's lynching herself.
No, people lynch her.
Oh, I hear you. But I think what she's trying to do, like you're saying, development sales stage needs you to hang around certain people to kind of learn those things. But at some point when you're learning those things, you need to put it into practice. And that's why she'll put the music out, because she needs to then gauge and say, okay, this project is out. Did it do well? Did it not do well? What did I do wrong? Okay, let's fix it with the next one. You can't say you're an artist without putting it into practice. And that's what she's doing at the end of the day. She's going to get better with each album.
Straight up.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I like that whole development thing. I think it's something we probably have to touch on 2021, because people need to know who artists are, what categories they are in. Because as you're saying, like a Kulichana, he's well established. He is established priority artist. He is beyond, you know what I mean? And
I don't think even Sorry to cut you off, Vigi.
No worries. No.
No.
So,
You have this one, brother.
I'm just saying.
Vigi, go ahead.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Yeah.
It'll be
Vigi,
nice.
my bad. You go ahead.
Thank you. It would be nice for us to kind of break it down and also kind of educate the people out there. You know, because if you think about it, Kabza was a developing artist.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
But throughout his earned right now, I think Kabza is a superstar right now.
He is. He's the most streamed artist in South Africa.
You know what I mean? Elaine.
For
Can I say something?
For 2020.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Numbers do not make you a superstar.
No.
Which is what I wanted to touch on, Koli, before I rudely interrupted you, my brother. There are some artists, and this is also going for education's sakes. Some artists don't want to be superstars.
That's true.
Koli, I don't think wants to be a superstar. He wants to make great music, sell out, live a comfortable life, but he doesn't want to be
A superstar. Yeah.
Now, there are sacrifices you must make to be a superstar. These are things that get talked over and under in South Africa until you go to an American boardroom or you deal with American people because they've created these things. And you cannot tell them about it. Now, South Africans, we've got our music strings very much attached to our hearts and our brains. So some people are great sellers, some people are great artists, but some people just don't want to be a superstar.
Yeah.
Kabza, fucking amazing. It's gonna take him something else to go into the superstar stratosphere.
Maphorisa is the superstar.
Definitely, Pori is a superstar.
Do you know what it is? Ubuntu. Because as Black people in South Africa, we've all been taught humility. We've all been taught how to be amongst the people, do the things for the people. And unfortunately, like you're saying, to sacrifice yourself to become a superstar, you need to lose an element of humanity for you to put yourself above normal people.
I don't think that. I think we probably have to break down the category of what a superstar artist is. Number one is the name highly recognizable. Number two is where they are in the point of career and how far the brand is. Do you understand? And number three, what have they accomplished? You know what I mean? Then from there, obviously, being a superstar, you go to an established act where you are that act where you can walk into any boardroom, they'll be like, I know the guy. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, I'm also into aesthetic. I'm also into cultural impact.
Yeah.
I'm also into pop culture.
Yeah.
Outside of just what we're talking about as a musician.
Yeah.
Let's talk about culture. Superstars are people that influence culture.
Definitely.
From ear
Definitely.
to brain
Definitely.
to slang
Yeah.
to presentation.
Definitely.
And yes, you are right. There needs to be an element when Anoni in a superstar where they put themselves above people. And I have battled with trying to understand. Sometimes when someone acts like an American at home, South Africans will respect an American acting like that. But they will never respect a South African acting like that. So which talks to the point of you saying that you've got to put yourself above people, ubuntu, blah, blah, blah. Yes, an African superstar, this is behavioral pattern of an African superstar, is someone who can, when they are working, show you that I am above you. No matter what fucking thing you do, I am above you, work-wise. But when you meet me, I am below you. This is what African superstar behavioral pattern is. But when we talk about other things, where the likes of a Kabza will fall short is he's got a cultural impact on our ear and our dance moves, but to be a superstar takes a whole lot more. That's why most superstars have to get into avenues where they can prove impact.
I think he's had an impact with the music.
That's what I'm
just
saying.
saying.
I'm not disrupting the music. I'm not disagreeing with it. I said ear. I talked about all the other things.
Definitely. I think that impact, he's had a huge impact on everyone's sound right now.
Yeah.
He's had a huge impact how everyone plays right now. Do you understand? So I do believe that if you say Kabza, each and everyone right now would recognize who Kabza is.
Vig.
Yeah.
That's an established artist.
No,
we're
it's not.
talking about.
I don't think that's an established artist. I think Kabza is a superstar right now.
I will renege.
I will renege. He is a superstar.
I'm saying I'll renege. Yeah, cool. So we can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
We'll give this up to you, the people. Cool.
Yeah. Maybe you can hit us up in the comments and you can tell us who you think a superstar is.
Household name.
You know what I mean? All right, so just to kind of wrap up.
A household name is an established artist. A superstar, because a household name will influence your ear. I'm only doing this because you chucked in and said household name at the end when I said I reneged. So let me finish. A household name is someone who has made sure they stay in your ear and therefore in your house, and therefore their name rings bells there. A superstar is something else, which I've already explained.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so with that, we are about to wrap up because we're running out of time.
Why are we wrapping up?
Because we need to...
It's Christmas. Yeah. We're wrapping up. It's POPcast. It's hip-hop culture.
We're wrapping up.
Wow. All right.
What are your highlights for this show?
I don't have any raps for you.
What are your highlights? What are your highlights for this show?
I had a lot of lowlights. I don't know about highlights. My highlights was definitely all of the music drops. I think hip-hop definitely decided to put in a lot of work during the lockdown. There was way too much music, and I loved that because last year, I won't lie to you, I really felt deprived. So for me, it was definitely 100% the music, and I'm hoping to see more coming through even in 2021. And we just need to keep pushing. We need to innovate. That's another thing about 2020 is that it forced us to think outside the box in order for us to kind of get to the next level. You're mentioning that Zakwe and Duncan need to do a tour. Maybe they don't have to do a tour, but they have to do some other stuff, virtual things that will be able to still get their marketing out there, to get themselves out there.
A video game.
You know what I mean? So okay. For me, I think...
Let her finish.
So for me, that's definitely a highlight.
Is it like this in meetings at Universal? Yes. Please let us know. No wonder they stress you out so much. They're taking it out on you.
But anyway, it is something to take home because we're able to now think differently as humans. And that's what 2020 has taught everybody, is to see how you navigate and adapt to changes of the world.
Top 2 albums?
Top 2? Why are you giving me 2?
Okay, top 5 then.
Geez, there were so many. Give me a second.
Perfect.
No, my memory is fucked, right? So okay, I'll tell you my top 3 albums when we come back next year.
Okay, cool. I think for me, I'll give you my top 2 albums from the top of my head right now. I'll say Casper and the Duncan. Definitely fits in their pockets. Like for me, it's shown me that hip hop is not about age, number one. Hip hop is about what you influence, and hip hop is what you bring, right? And it's charting. Albums are still on the charts right now. It doesn't matter that you have 500 million followers, but it's about who is listening and what impact you're having. So there's shout outs to them.
How long can we listen to you for?
Definitely. So it's then the singles, obviously, Imaleling. I think that's probably the biggest hip hop single we've had in the past, in a long time. In a long time. Like, I think the last biggest singles we had was, from the top of my head, I would say Spirit.
Yeah.
Was the last big single
Dog like that
we had. And that's how many years back, right? Then...
It's Solani, it's Solani, it's
So obviously, it's that. Other joints that I loved was Tumitlari, Basari. I think that was a dope joint.
Yeah.
The Dr. Vibes.
With the Black Diamond.
With the Black Diamond.
So hard.
I think the shit
is so hard.
Like
shit is so hard.
Too much. What I just wish that, I think we do give them the credit and we acknowledge them. I think they also need to just come out more. You know what I mean? In terms of being also within. I know that you don't need approval. About? I just like Dr. Vibes, because I would like to know who he is. You know what I mean? That thing. So from a cultural point of view, to know this is Dr. Vibes, and
Ambitious is definitely thinking in those routes. Definitely. They haven't explored it because they've wanted the music to speak for itself first.
And which is correct. And Miss Prue, Price to Pay. It's one of the dopest singles ever to come out this
It's crazy that you mentioned more singles and albums and they're at the top of your mind. And some of them were released earlier on, so it really means they stuck with you.
Yeah, definitely. It's because you see it from a charting point of view, from radio, from TV, from the digital, you know what I mean? And you see it everywhere, you're like, okay, those songs are moving. Then there are those hyped albums, which will last 2 weeks, then gone.
I'm such an artist, not in a musical sense, but in a mental sense, in an execution sense, and in a living sense. I really think of myself as an artist. I just chose a medium of...
That's still your art.
Presenting. But I don't think that people understand the level of my mental art because I've chosen a platform so two-dimensional. And the reason why I couldn't choose the other platforms because I'm such an artist that I would have never decided what to do, what to take. I'm that it's easy for me in this one because I can then talk about appreciating artists or talk about how I see an artist is going wrong, whatever. I'm like the wrong guy to ask about songs and music and rating albums because I'll always speak from a personal artistic. I don't give a fuck about the money, honestly. And it's been my crutch in the game for a long time because I just value art and the culture more. Because I just do. I can't help it. So with me, when it comes to, because I realized in 2020, the fans changed us into an album grading platform rather than a personal opinion platform. And rather than, because when we really started this, we wanted to give you guys knowledge on what to do in the game. Now, I might say this. The old artists might not tell you this, but you look at every old artist's move after we've been around, and I will guarantee you 3 out of the 5 moves are coming from a point of something was said on the POPcast. They can't say it, but their moves show it.
They'll call you, right? They'll call you.
Right?
Yeah, they'll call you.
But you young niggas, fine. You got age on your side. But if you're not gonna use us, you're really in trouble. And that's what I want to say to wrap up 2020.
Hi, and there you have it.
I think also, Scoop, you're coming from something that you just said, from obviously the podcasters out there. And I've picked it up. If we don't speak about an artist A and we're speaking about B, it's a conflict. And I'm just like, guys, we can't talk every artist from A to Z. Guys, come on, let's be realistic.
Speaking of that,
you know what I mean? Let's be realistic.
Talking about the highlights and the lowlights of 2020. I really was wishing to hear an A. Reese album.
Paradise 2 is still in the works.
I know. I have no doubt it will come. I don't care if it's 10 years. Paradise 2 is like Detox. Just like Bovamania sounds like Yeezus for me. Some things in Yeezus are like, what the fuck were you thinking? Some things caught on me way later, like Black Skinhead.
Definitely.
Do you understand?
That's a classic album for me.
Of course. Yeah. But with majority of people, it took some time to grow. And teeth itself out of their gums. Maybe like me. You understand? What I'm trying to say is, to him and his fans and his management, this kid is important to our culture for reasons he knows and reasons we know. But if he will not show the non-believers about those reasons that he knows and the people that believe in him know, then as an artist that he is, coming from the star sign that I come from, which is an Aries, let me not say Aryan because that links to German and swastikas. Aries, it's a problem because I can detect it from that point of view. And it would have been nice to wrap up this year and knowing what you made out of the 2020, the numbers that were 2020. And that's all I'll say.
So another highlight for me is the females. Like, I was too. They've been doing the most in 2020.
Yeah.
Like, I give props to each and every individual of y'all. And despite what we as men took you through, you know, I give you guys props and carry on being the forefront leaders. Ronnie, like, you know, Abafazbetu, you guys are doing the most. You know what I mean? Abafazbetu, Abafazbetu, Abomame, you know, you guys are doing the most. So shout outs to the females. I think one of my downturns is, and I'm just going to talk about it, is let department lay out in culture. It's probably the...
Can we just, Vij?
You know what I mean?
That's not...
I'm just saying it's the downturn for me.
And I think we know that we've established that, you know, Vij, like, we're not going to do nothing about that. And talking about it is not going to help.
You're correct, right?
Yeah, dog.
Let's not talk
about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we've tried, and not even trying to change them. We want, with people in power and politics, Vij, they can hear you, but they don't care.
That's true.
So you're just like, we're just barking, you know? Yeah. So we need to decide who we bark to.
And what we want to do ourselves, right?
Yes, because, you know, there's things that we can affect. You know, go on.
Another highlight for me just the last highlights before we close off
I
is
think we're going to go on for longer. We might give you 2 parts.
finally releasing Pop Radio. We've been speaking about it. It's been in the works for so long. Vij even called us lazy. That's why I don't want his hug right now, because he doesn't rate us. But I'm glad that we finally got that started, and I hope you guys are enjoying the episodes because we put in a lot of work into that. The studio is a lot. The production is also and also the guests that we have, and we're hoping to grow it a little bit more and to get the conversations that you've been begging for. Because I know we've been listening to you for the past 3 seasons. You've been saying, get a guest inside, get somebody else to comment, get somebody else. And this is our opinion platform where we say what we need to say. But at least on Pop Radio, we're able to get another opinion, or we are able to ask those questions that you might have, that you have wanted to ask for so long. So that's the opportunity, that's the platform. So if you have anybody else that you want us to interview, please send it through onto the email address as well as on the comment section. And we're going to get to it because Pop Radio is going to grow and it's going to get into a bigger platform. And I'm excited.
Definitely.
You got a double side, Asmani. You got a double side.
Oh, my bad. I didn't see your hand there.
I think you're correct. I think.
Can we also link up? One time.
Got you, Machi. So I think you're correct. I think also like the viewers out there, they need to kind of tell us like improve on A, B, and C, or these are the suggestions, you know, because we're all learning right now, you know.
Yeah, I think we're all learning. Even platform makers that started before us are learning, because I saw another platform having a game section on their show. But we will not embellish. We'll just let that go. That rhymes. What I wanted to also say, oh shit, man.
I didn't think you saw that.
What? What happened?
Never mind.
What happened?
No, nothing happened.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
Fuck! I lost my point because I was
Cool.
like,
Let me highlight.
Yes,
Let me highlight. One of my downturn is losing someone that I know, Peko. You know.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things that it was a downturn and COVID, and I think also with industry peers, they're like, I've had it, you know. I think I've had it. I don't know. It could be something mild. Yo, this shit is not a joke. Like I went through it, you know. I'm cool. I'm here. I still feel the after effects. Like now and then I wake up because I can't breathe in the middle of the night, or my chest is tight, you know, or I start coughing. It's one of those things. And for me, Speedster leaving us, you know, was a downturn for me. But shout outs to him for the Skate Hub. Well done. I'm happy for you. And
And he's growing his business. So I'm loving the growth and how he's redirecting himself into the Skate Hub. And I think it's going to do a lot for the new kids because they've now got a place to be safe and not necessarily be running the streets and actually going out there to the Skate Hub to do good things.
one last thing I wanted to say, I remembered.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, you know, I've taken a holiday. I don't know since when. I know I'm not active on the WhatsApp group.
That's why I was laughing, because I was like, I didn't think you saw that. Because it's on the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, right? But I saw that we were shooting on Friday, and I agreed to Friday. No, I agreed to Saturday. And you guys already changed to Friday. Yeah. So I know that, right? And I say that because I'm not that active on social media. As when I take my holiday, I take it off everything. So yesterday, I wanted to see if there were any changes, and I didn't want to go to the WhatsApp group because I've already switched my phone off and I've taken my SIM card out. So I go to my Instagram and there was nothing. But when I went to Insta, the first thing that opened up was Explorer. And then I saw Samu, the actress, who was talking to the people, but about a situation with Moozlie. And I really realized where we are right now as like a whole collective people. Again, I'm gonna come from a very deep point. I'm gonna come from a very philosophical point. I'm gonna come from a very third eye point, but nonetheless, it's a point to be made. As niggas, as men, we have done so much perceived to be the leaders of society. And we've created so much and we've been so much things, even in our behavioral patterns and the way we put ourselves out there. And it's excused when it's men, when they go at each other or whatever it might be that might be off morality, gets excused for manhood. When it's off morality and we don't want to call it something whack, we go manhood on it. And it's something to be revered and actually longed for.
Yeah.
So, I did a thing that I always do, which is read the comments on the Samu thing, which I saw from another post. I didn't even see it on her post. And I just realized that shit, as a nation, as a world, because of lack of knowledge, men have been given the reins to run the earth. And they have in the way they thought was best. We know for a fact that's not true. From our children to the women and the people around us, we get to see the reflection of all the things we've praised. Because these people wouldn't be these things if they weren't praised in the world we created. So I'm not here to say she was wrong, wah, she's trying to launch an album. I'm not here for that. I'm just trying to say that whatever you do will reflect back upon you. Just be ready to take the reflection from the mirror. Because it's not the mirror's fault, it's yours.
Yeah.
And as men, before we speak in 2021, look at your fucking self. Because I'm a man, and I still am, and I will never be nothing but. And I know some shit's wrong. And I can see it not only because I've made some changes, or from the people around me that I've stopped hanging around with, or whatever, stopped working with, whatever. But now, that's not enough. The changes I've made are too late. The effects of my manhood and the collective manhood around the world are all over, and they're stringing us back in the face. If you have ears to hear, let them hear.
Nice shoes, by the way.
Jonathan D.
One of our biggest downturn as well is it's been happening for a long time, but it's just that this year women did cry about it. Number one, it's the GBV, and I think still nothing's been done. I think from as you're saying, I'm not going to cry about the government, but it's one of those things that it was hard for us to take it in this year to say, guys, Sira in this manner, in this day and age, where we are being animals, and that's why we are being trash, And also, it's calling out certain individuals where that they did some things, but we kept quiet. And props to the ones who came out and voiced themselves and say, yo, this is my voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do think that there was a lot of growth that had to happen in 2020. This wasn't a normal year. It was one of those years where we had to kind of shift the focus, shift the thinking, shift the behavioral patterns from lockdown to how we're going to make money, to understanding that gender-based violence is a very serious thing that we deal with on a daily basis. And the fact that you can do something about it. I think that's the important lesson that's coming out of what you're mentioning.
Definitely.
But I think what's also dope about even what Scooper said is that self-reflection is what is the biggest lesson of 2020. And I think we need to do that as individuals so that going into the new year, we're better people.
And I think, Scoop, that's what you said about being a parent. So you're saying how much you appreciate the time.
Ranja, man.
And it's one of those things for me, I also learned now that, this father thing is just, it's not just a title. You know what I mean? You actually have to be a father.
Not just to one.
Please be a present father. Please, if you are a father and you've got a child, please be a present father.
And that fatherhood and motherhood thing is when you then go, shit, if I'm going to treat my kid like this, and the old African proverb is, it takes a village to raise a child, then shit, even because I never wanted to see myself as a role model. But if I'm going to have a kid now, I want to be a role model for him, then I want to choose a different message to spread to someone else's kid. Then who the fuck am I?
True.
So I can't stand for one thing with my kid, then stand for something else because I want to make money from other people's kids.
Yeah.
It's true.
Gotta stay in your lane. But nonetheless, thank you so much.
Jesus cutting us.
Yeah, I've been trying to cut you guys and you keep
Guys, we're
talking.
going to have two parts. It's last year. We're going to have two parts.
Guys,
it
just
has
come
to
through
be.
so people can know who's behind the scene. Come on.
Yes. One last time, boys.
One last time.
You might get girlfriends from this.
Come on, Jen.
You might get girlfriends from this.
Yeah.
DZ doesn't like being in front of the camera. But
we don't know what he's hiding.
And shout outs for us just being patient sponsor or not, we're still going to do this thing regardless.
We're going to keep on rocking. We're going to keep on
until
building.
the day they acknowledge us.
Dimples, we didn't call you. You can stay back.
D, you better come back here. All right, so we've got our sound guys here. We've also got DZ, who's just gone back to the camera. And shout outs, D, man. Dimples puts in a lot of work, especially with this project. Whether it's pop radio, whether it's POPcast, he's always phoning us. He's like our babysitter because we don't answer the phone. Yeah. So thank you for all your patience, D. We really do appreciate it and all the work that you've been put in. Shout outs to 2020 and we'll see you in the new year.
2021.
Ooh, azange. Okay,
Izwa imithandazo kethu Nkosi sikelela ina usapho lwayo.